Good afternoon, Gasheads, and welcome to Match Day at the Mem as we count down to kick-off for today's Sky Bet EFL League One encounter with Charlton Athletic. A big thanks to everyone who joined us last week, and a special thank you to former Rovers defender Byron Anthony, who joined us on the show. On this week's show, we have another great guest lined up. I'll be joined by another former Rovers player and current Under-23s manager, Lee Mansell. We'll be getting Mance's views on today's game, the latest news and views from the Under-23s, and I'm sure we'll find some nice time to talk about that ice-cool moment at Wembley Stadium. As always, get in touch for shout-outs on future editions of the show and join in the conversation of today's match by using the hashtag Bristol Rovers on Twitter. You can back the lads from home this afternoon with an iFollow pass costing just £10. It will allow you to watch today's action live with a large percentage of that fee coming back to the football club. First piece of business on the show today is the Matchday playlist, and this week the entire set has been thrown open to you. So let's see what has made the cut. Firstly, a massive thank you to everyone for taking the time to make a request. I had almost 100 to get through and I enjoyed checking them all out. Rat Trap by the Bootown Rats was selected by Nick Rippington as it was the number one single on November the 18th, 1978. The same day Rovers in Charlton played out a 5-5 draw at Eastville, one of his favourite games at our old home. Rich Ford and Alan Ward proved that great minds think alike as they both suggested the banger that is Race with the Devil by Girl School. I want to give a 10 out of 10 for effort for the request given to me by Richard Woods, and for that Duran Duran's A View to the Kill is in the mix. Chloe Watts is gone for OMD's classic single Enola Gay, Cav Campbell is bringing the rock with All My Life by the Foos, and Kieran Innes has selected a former Rovers run-out tune in the shape of Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping, which takes me back to watching the likes of Jamie Curitin and Andy Tilson in the East Terrace. As ever, you can catch these tunes in our specially created playlist on Spotify. Look out for the links on the club's social media channels, like it, subscribe to it, and if you have any recommendations for any future playlists, you can reach out to me. The only place you can find me is, of course, on Twitter at The Lance Cook.
As well. Ice goal! Lee Mansell sends Bristol Rovers back into the Football League.
The words ice cool will always be synonymous in Rovers folklore as the moment my next guest scored the most important penalty in the history of the football club in the conference playoff final at Wembley Stadium against Grimsby Town. He's played over 80 games for the Gas and is now the current Under-23s manager at the club. I'm delighted to be joined by Lee Mansell. Mance, thank you so much for joining us on Match Day at the Men this afternoon. You're currently the Under-23s manager. How has that been going this season?
Obviously it's been tough, obviously due to the pandemic and the restrictions and bubbles that we're having to go through. So that's where we've kind of been quite quiet. We've not had many games. Our boys really have been out on loan, so that's where they're getting their competitive minutes from. So it's been really tough for them as a group. For me as a coach, it's also been tough because I want these players to then progress to hopefully, get onto this grass in front of fans when they come back in. But the opportunity has been denied them, so to speak, because of obviously what we're going through at this moment in time.
Yeah, and you mentioned the lads that are currently out on loan, the likes of Tom Mayhew, Lucas Tomlinson. How have they been getting on at their respective loan spells?
We've had good feedback from all of them being out on loan, which has been really positive. Not only for the actual group, but for the club itself. They've been putting themselves the right way. They've come back with really good feedback. So Ollie Olbert and Harry Warwick have just come back from Cardiff Met. Ollie was 1 in 2 there. So we're hopefully going to be looking to try and get him another loan move, obviously higher up the chain if we can do. At this moment in time, they're all back with us, bar Tom and Pablo, who are at Bath and Oxford. But the loans have gone really good and they've served the purpose for us. It's to get competitive minutes into them, while still being able to train with me and still being in the eye line of the manager, which is the most important thing.
Absolutely. To your playing career now, over 80 appearances for the Gas, back-to-back promotions, an historic part of the club. The answer for this probably speaks for itself, but what memories do you have stepping out onto this grass, wearing the shirt at your time at the club?
Joe, that's a brilliant question because I normally get asked about the penalties, so it's brilliant. It's an amazing feeling and it's something that you can't replicate. I can chat to the lads and stuff like that, but to wear the quarters, which is obviously the kit in itself has a pride and history to it, which is amazing. But to step out here and obviously when things are going well, this place is amazing. It truly is. The fans are fantastic. They really get behind you. The atmospheres at games that we had, even in the Conference League 2 and League 1, were brilliant to be part of. Even when coming in as an opposing player, it was always a brilliant place to come and play football. So, if these boys that are here at the moment and are putting on the quarters, they should feel privileged and be part of the history of the football club, because that's what it means to be part of this football club, is that you embrace who have had the shirts beforehand, who's wore the badge before that, and we try and put that. I try and put that into the kids at the moment. They want to be out here, to wear the quarters out here in front of fans and scoring goals and winning games. That's the stuff they've been working on since they've been 9 years of age. So that's the dream for them. For me personally, it was a brilliant part of my career. Loved every single moment of it. If I could go back any time during my career, it would be this one. I was with a really, really special group of players, and I think this club at the time was a special place to be. Can we get it back? Hopefully so. We've kind of lost our way a little bit at this moment in time, but plans are being put in place, and if we can make it happen, then the club can be back where that was.
Yeah, it's been an absolute privilege to watch you here over the years on the pitch. And moving on to today's encounter, Charlton Athletic are in town. I don't know if they're an opponent that you've encountered in various times in your career. What memories sort of spring out when Charlton comes to mind?
Yeah, I know a good one, and James likes to remind me when we were last in League 1. Obviously, we were out of, the old crew is what it was. We were out of favour at that moment in time for the younger, more mobile ones, and then Daryl decided to chuck us in at the deep end, having not played for 3 months.
I was there that day.
Yeah. We took it. Yeah, we went 1-0 up with Jammer, and then we got, I think the lack of minutes and the rustiness kind of. And if we come away from that with a heavy loss, but it's Valley. I've played there a number of times. Playing at the Valley is a lovely stadium. This today will be no exception. It will be a hard-fought game. I expect it to be end-to-end. They like playing attacking football. Obviously, we're starting to find our feet in terms of finding and getting goals now, which is good. They're also, they concede a lot of goals as well. So I'm expecting a good encounter today.
Yeah, really, really good encounter. Like you say, they're suffering a little bit of a dip in form. We're sort of concentrating on the league again. Can we have a score prediction from you?
I will go with hopefully a 3-1 to the Gas.
3-1 to the Gas, fantastic. And one last thing, there's going to be a lot of Gas heads watching this one this afternoon from home. Have you got a message for the Gas faithful for this one?
Yeah, just tune in, do your follow, keep supporting the players. As silly as what it sounds, try and be positive on social media. It's very difficult, I know, because obviously results haven't been great this year. But any support is brilliant, especially for a player. It's quite a weird environment at the moment. I'm normally sat up there watching from the boxes and stuff, and everything's definitely quiet. And for an educator kind of thing to educate the boys is brilliant, because you get to hear both sides of the opposing managers and the players and stuff. But there's nothing quite that replicates the fans being in here. So hopefully we can get through what we're currently going through at the moment. Get the boys and the lasses and the kids back in here, make some noise in there, generating. Give these players the atmosphere that it feels like to be at the Men. But all I would say is keep supporting them as best you can, whichever way you feel is the best way you can do it. Well
said. That's it for the questions, man. So you'll be pleased to hear. So that's it. Thank you very much for joining us on Match Day at the Men, and enjoy the game this afternoon. A moment that will truly live long in the memory for all of us Gas heads. It's now time to delve into the archives and dig out a past encounter against today's opponents. We are heading back to February 2010 and a Monday night showdown between the Gas and Charlton Athletic that played out in front of the Sky TV cameras. Let's see how that one played out.
Two sides in desperate need of a victory meet at the Memorial Stadium this evening. Bristol Rovers have drifted away from the playoff places in League 1, having won just 1 in 8 matches, and they haven't scored for 316 minutes. They are a very big side in terms of height, Bristol Rovers. There's a lot for Charlton to deal with. Flick on by Heffernan and Elliott. Finally, the Bristol Rovers goal drought is over. Volleyed home emphatically by Elliott. Heffernan was too strong for his marker. And the big central defender was, from a Charlton point of view, criminally unmarked inside the box. Super volley. Paul Trollope side ahead. Instantly looks for Heffernan. Oh, brilliant touch. And here's Williams. The flag stay down. This could be 2. Denied by Elliott. Have been pleased with his side showing in the first 45. But the delivery comes in. Blizzard couldn't make contact. Been completely dominant at set pieces, Bristol Rovers. With his side's supply line from wide areas against Walsall last time out. Can't have any complaints tonight. Forward again. Oh, here's Heffernan. He's away from Daly. Great chance for Heffernan. It's 2. Fantastic first touch. The header pushed the ball into his path. And Bristol Rovers have waited an awful long time for a victory. They're on course for one tonight. Paul Heffernan, he's been a constant thorn in the Charlton side this evening. And he's got his just deserves with a fine goal. Deep into stoppage time now. Plenty of red shirts forward. Once again it's dealt with, but here's Raycon. Well, there's one back for Charlton. It may only be a consolation goal. Hit sweetly by Raycon. Always beating Anderson. I think it took a deflection off Steve Elliott. It's going to be an exciting finale. Seconds left. Forward again. And there's the final whistle. Bristol Rovers earn maximum points. They've beaten Charlton. Steve Elliott volleying Rovers ahead after 14 minutes. Paul Heffernan, who had an outstanding match, made it 2. A late consolation goal from Raycon wasn't enough. It's finished Bristol Rovers 2, Charlton 1.
Great scenes at the Mem there, with all 3 points secured thanks to goals from Steve Elliott and Paul Heffernan. Matchday at the Mem is just one of the ways of bringing you, the Gasheads, closer to the action in the current climate that we are all living in. For those who are missing the 50-50, the Bristol Rovers Supporters Club now have you covered with an online version of the draw. You can buy single or multiple tickets at a cost of just £1 each, with 50% of the final income being given away as prize money and the other 50% going to the Bristol Rovers Academy. To be in it to win it, get your tickets on the Supporters Club website, which you can find at www.bristolroverssc.co.uk. Look out for the draw result online at half-time this afternoon, and good luck to those of you taking part. You can also secure your copy of our matchday programme, The Pirate, for just £3. You can pick up a copy of this weekend's edition from our provider, Curtis Sports, and get it delivered to your door with £1.80 shipping. This weekend's edition features an interview with Ed Upson, and for details on how to get your copy, head over to our website. That wraps up another episode of the show. Thanks to everyone for watching this afternoon. Don't forget to get in touch if you have a shout out or any suggestions of future guests you'd like to see. My thanks once again to Lee Mansell for joining us on the show. 981 of you watched Tuesday's encounter on iFollow, and you can get behind the lads with your own iFollow pass this afternoon. Until the next time, stay safe wherever you are watching the lads this afternoon, and up the gas.